Hey Ty, sorry for the delay in getting you the video. I'll give you a quick rundown here on how I use the Easy News site. First thing I do is I go to another site called videoeta.com, and that'll give you the index. What I do is I go up and I search by month to give me a release of when the movies come out. I usually sort by blockbusters unless I know a specific movie that I'm looking for, and just go from there. So for example, on June 8th, Shutter Island had come out. And what we can do then is we can go back to Easy News. If you notice, it's not the main site. It's members.easynews.com/global4/search.html. When you hit enter, you'll be prompted to enter your username and your password. And then you get this nice dialog box up in here. I like searching this a little bit better. So for example, let's just search for Shutter Island and then click the search button. And then it'll give me a return of a whole bunch of garbage, and I want to filter through that as quickly as possible. So the first thing I do is I click the size button, because usually the HD movies are going to have a higher file size, starting with the 1080p being the highest. So for example, if I wanted to download this one, it gives me the details: 1080p, Blu-ray, X264, which is the extension that you want to look for in high def, and the file name ending in .mkv. If we click the thumb button, you'll see that the codec is an AVC1. Okay, so those three things will allow you to stream a true high definition movie. So first of all, it has to end in .mkv. Secondly, the codec is AVC1, and thirdly was the fact that it's an X264. It'll tell you 1080p right up in here, and the largest file size. Now, I don't generally download the 1080p's because I find they're just too big in file size. What I have been doing is going to the 720p, so I try to look for something that says 720 in there. For me, the quality is just as good. I can't really tell a difference. And recently, they've started to really shrink it and use a different codec under the XVID, which really shrinks the file size. So actually, I've been starting to use those as of the last couple of weeks, and I find the quality is just really, really good. So let me show you what I mean. Like for example, right here, Shutter Island. It's a 720p. It's an XVID codec, which is part of the DivX family, which is basically compressing a true high definition down to. It's almost like taking a audio file, like a CD, and shrinking it down to MP3 is what it's doing. But this codec here will allow you, the new version of XVID will allow you to do it in 720p. So if we click the thumb button again, you can see the quality is really, really good. You can see the screen dimensions, 1280 by 544. So experiment with it a little bit depending on how big your TV is. It might look a little bit different than the other one, but for the ratio of the file sizes and the quickness to download, I really enjoy this. And I stream mine from my laptop or my Popcorn Hour box to my TVs, and it doesn't seem to have a problem with it. So those are the two file types that I go after. The MKVs, like this one here, it ends in MKV, but I try to look for a 720p, or if it says Blu-ray or something like that. And then the other one, which is the 720p AC3. That ends in .avi, and that should give you close enough to high definition. This one here might work as well. Again, there's so much garbage on here that you have to filter it out, and be careful of you might get French, or you might get German or Netherlands or Dutch, but it should say inside of there in terms of the file sizes. So one, I go to this site, do the search. Two, I just type it in the box up here. 3, I sort by file size. If I can get a full HD movie in about 3-4 gigs, I'm pretty happy with it, even though I'll sacrifice the 10 gigs for the true quote-unquote HD. I don't generally go for the 1080. I'll do the 720. And then lastly, if I wanted to download a file, so let's go down to here you go. Let's just look at this one, Shutter Island. .avi, I click the thumb, make sure that it looks pretty decent, which it does. And if we right click on this, I'll go to copy link location, and this program here is called Flash Get. You can do a search on Google and just download it. It's a free app. It'll automatically fill in the link. If you type in your username and your password, then actually I'll show you. If you go to site properties, excuse me, you can fill in your username and your password for the site only once. Click OK, and then it'll automatically do it each time, and then you just click OK, and then boom, you have your download going. And then I just let it run. So I do 3 or 4 of these every once in a while if there's a movie I want to see, but there's been a lot of garbage lately. Same thing with television shows. The trick to that is really finding the season and the episodes. So if you want to look for Lost, for example, season 5, episode 10. Check the results. It searches by size, and you can see this is German, so no good. Lost, Xvid, and it's a TV show, so I don't really care if it's in true high definition. So I can click the thumb on it and see if the quality is pretty decent. Small window frame, so whenever you get anything like 640 or below, you'll notice that when you try to scale it on your TV, it may look a little worse than on your TV. So you want to get a higher aspect ratio if possible. But again, that'll come with file size, and then I'll just do the same thing, right click, download, and there you go. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, just flip me a note on Facebook or whatever, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. All right, buddy, take care. Talk soon.